I think Canelo wipes the floor with him. I love Crawford. I told you when Crawford and Spence that Crawford would beat the hell out of him, but Canelo is a different proposition.
I mean, that's Bob's opinion. Bob is wrong sometimes and he right sometimes. So I
What's your
can't.
opinion?
My opinion, I already
Right.
told y'all. I told y'all. I think that Bud outboxed the shit out of Canelo.
You think that you have to do, and who do you have to be the one to be able to reach out to make it even, where you can reach out to him and have the same power that he has?
I don't know. I gotta keep doing what I'm doing. Maybe in the next year or two, I'll turn myself to the biggest superstar in the sport, and I'll call shots the same way he calls shots. So, just gotta keep working.
Realistically, does it? Is it? Do you think it could play out like the Crawford scenario, where it's unfortunate the two promoters can't come to a deal, and they'll basically try to make you sign over there in order to get the fight? Or do you think it could happen in a different scenario that Crawford Spence happened?
That sound like if. I don't know nothing with the ifs. Once the fight presents itself, I will be ready. Honestly, if the fight was presented right now, I'll be ready. So.
Shakur.
Hey, Chip, we just asked, we know you close to Terence. We just asked Bob about Terence fighting Canelo. He said Canelo wipes the floor with Terence. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, that's Bob's opinion. Bob is wrong sometimes and he right sometimes. So I
What's your
can't.
opinion?
My opinion, I already
Right.
told y'all. I told y'all. I think that Bud outboxed the shit out of Canelo.
What do you think of could the Spence rematch? If it happens at 54, is it any different? What do you think of that?
Nah, it won't be no different. But you got to give Errol Spence his flowers because he's a warrior. He don't duck nobody. He's not nobody that lost and don't want to fight again. You clearly see that he wants to get back in the ring with Bud after that fight. So you got to give him his flowers and his respect. So
In that first fight, did you usually the older head influences the younger guy's skills? Was it a little bit of the other way around? Because starting off southpaw and being jab dominant, and you sparred with him a lot in preparation for that fight. Was it a little bit of the old head took something from the younger guy?
are you saying like Bud took something from me?
Yeah, I know you've taken plenty from him, so it's
Oh,
not
yeah,
like a diss
yeah.
to Bud. You've taken a lot.
No,
from
no,
him.
no, for
Yeah,
sure,
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure, for sure. Bud definitely like took some stuff from me, and I take stuff from Bud. Honestly, I just text Bud like I want to say the other day, and I really was trying to see like who he watched, like who is his favorite fighters. 'Cause I try to pick my favorite fighter's brain. So I'm like, yo, who your favorite boxer is? And he texts back in like 2 seconds and say you. I'm like, damn, what the fuck?
Can you build your own?
Honestly, even if I didn't say nothing to Bud, Bud was gonna be Bud regardless. Bud Crawford is amazing talent. I'm definitely blessed to be able to learn from him and pick up all the things that I'm able to pick up.
You're fighting at T-Mobile.
In history, some of the greatest defensive fighters, they stand out, like Willie Pep, Pernell Whitaker, Floyd Mayweather, and yourself now.
Yeah.
What goes into that? Is it just a mindset? Is it something that you practice? Is it just your reflexes? What goes into being such a great defensive fighter?
I can't speak for them, but I think like with me, I got great instincts, like that I had since like a little kid, and I'm like one of the people I don't like to get hit. So as I grew through the years, I kind of like mastered it and got a lot better at it. But it's boxing, you're gonna get hit sometimes, and it happens. So we'll see. I mean, that's y'all opinion probably. I don't know. I don't know at the end of the day because Boots haven't really got the opportunity to like prove himself yet. So I think right now with Boots, I think he should fight like a Keith Thurman.
They don't want to fight him.
Yeah, yeah. But he'll beat the shit out of Keith Thurman. Like Boots a bad motherfucker. So it's like when it come down to it, I just feel like Bud is at the end of his career. He should be focused on like the big fights, the fights that's gonna bring him the most money. As far as like Canelo, Charlo, them like the fighters who fought each other and fought big fights that created the opportunity or created the accolades to go against Bud.
With what you've achieved in your career, is there now more parity in your relationship with Bud, or is he still like an icon to you and someone you look up to massively, or are you almost on a level playing field with him now in terms of how you are together?
I don't even look at like accomplishments. I don't look at none of that stuff. What I look at when I look at Bud is like when I first came in the game, Bud took me under his wing, and I was in the gym watching, learning, and then I go home with Bud and watch and learn even more how competitive he is, how much he believes in himself. I just learned a lot from Bud coming up, so once again, I appreciate Bud. Bud helped me a lot in my career, so I don't look at accomplishments, I don't look at none of that stuff. I just look at him like a big brother.
How
Shakur,
special was
you
it
talked
being
about
able
being
to
in the prime
celebrate?
of your career.
I need one question at one time.
Shakur, you
Let
talked about
Tris finish with what he was asking.
So how special was it for you to be able to share that moment with him after Spence in the locker room when you guys had that embrace, that you were there to see it and to share it with him?
It definitely was a great moment with Bud. A lot of people don't understand that Bud done been in there for me in a lot of my biggest moments. So I saw a lot of critics and a lot of people talking like, oh, he just with Bud because of or whatever they were saying. But at the end of the day, Bud was with me in my biggest moments. That's why you seen it was like real genuine love. Like when he came in the locker room and he saw me, that was genuine. I'm his little brother, and it was like, okay, I see my little brother, and he hugged me. So I appreciate Bud once again, and I definitely enjoyed every bit of his biggest moments of his career.
you talked about maturing and going through some tough times, and then you had your baby. And are you in the prime yet, Shakur, or have you even entered that stage?
I think I might be right there. Like I'm pushing it. Like I think they say your prime is what 27. I want to say so. Next year I should be in my prime, but who knows? We'll see.
What's
You're
the
so
finishing
dedicated.
touches to your game?
Ain't no finishing touches. I think that you could get better through life. Through life, you're gonna get better and better. So I don't put no limits on myself. I think that I can go above and beyond, and I want to be one of the best fighters to ever do it at the end of my career. So that's what I'm shooting for. Bomac worked with him his whole career, so I don't think that it's gonna have too much of an effect on him. He know everything. Bud is Bud at the end of the day. So he got two other great trainers that people gotta understand that's not there. So that's there. So free Bomac, but I think Bud will be okay.
When you first sparred Terence, what's kind of the lessons that you learned about yourself, maybe you learned about him in some of those first sparring sessions?
My first time sparring him, I learned that the pros and the amateurs was two different things. Because when I first sparred him, I was amateur. And he had me spar 4-minute rounds. And I kind of got tired quick. I came out, shot my load. And he just showed me the difference between the pros and the amateurs. And I understood that it was levels.
You said you shot your load early, pause, as you would say. But isn't that sometimes the case with amateurs? They get off on the pro early on in that sparring, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Then it flips.
For sure. Like I said, what I learned in that situation was I was an amateur and he was pro. I went and shot my load. And I seen that he know how to sit down on his punches. I'm just trying to score real quick, land the faster shots. His shots was more so clean and effective shots. So I think with that situation, it kind of brought me to a higher level because at that time, I was going around every gym beat up every single person I got in the ring with until I ran into Bud. So it kind of humbled me and made me more competitive, and I trained even harder for the next time that I seen him to say, okay, I got better, and I kept challenging myself through the years to be able to compete with him, and it kind of brought my level from right here to here to here to here to here to here.
Does he ever talk to you about finishing fights with the knockout, having killer instinct? Because no one's went the distance with him since 2016. Does he ever talk to you about that?
Nah, believe it or not, he actually tell me keep my same fighting style. He tell me don't be getting greedy, don't look for the knockouts, let it come, and everything gonna take care of itself. So he kind of give me the opposite advice.